All right, so now let's talk about the daily list that FinClub provides. They're going to give you the best artificially intelligent stock picks out there, and they're going to give you the probability of them hitting their targets every day. So coming down this list, it can be really, really long on certain days. Some days it may just be a couple. Some days it may be nothing when everything fails. But other days like today, we're going to have a lot to choose from. So let's just start on the left and go to the right here. We'll talk about each particular thing. So rank, this is literally their number 1 pick. This is literally their number 14 pick. So starting at the top, that's your highest odds of hitting the probability, high probability targets there. So the first one is WERN, W-E-R-N. And Workbench, we're going to talk about the Workbench more in another section. But let's say you wanted to buy WERN, you would just hit add to that Workbench. So WERN has a 70% probability of hitting its high probability target of 45.14. And it passed at the open, meaning that whenever the stocks were going through their screening before the market opened, it said, yeah, WERN looks awesome. Now, stocks like this, stocks that are on this list, have the display probability of reaching their target prices in the average of the next 5 market days. So while WERN did not hit its target today, we still have 4 more days for it to get to that point. So our max buy price at open. So if it is above 44.92, if it's above this max buy price, then it's gone too far. The opportunity really isn't there anymore. But if it's below this point and has not hit the high probability target, then you've got 5 market days where it gives you a 70% probability of reaching that point. Now, there's a possibility that it could go beyond the high probability target and hit the resistance point. This is the point where FinClub told me that if you're looking at WERN, W-E-R-N, and it's already crossed this high probability target, yet it's continuing to go up, more than likely, there's no longer going to be any buyers at this point. So if you haven't taken profits at this point, you certainly need to be taking profits before it reaches here. Now, this is the average volume on this particular stock, which could be really useful. Some people like low float stocks that don't have a lot of things that are traded. But then there's other people who trade options, and options are really on the most liquid names. So this gives you an opportunity to see what kind of trading setup you may want to put on whenever you're looking to put these trades on. It shows you the sector and then also the allocation. So let's say that you wanted to have 3 different stocks. I'm going to use 3 different stocks here for my example. That's AEM, NEM, and WOR, which is down here a little bit further. And we'll talk about WOR in a minute. So this shows you if you were to build a sample portfolio for today, these 3 stocks would have the allocation of 32%, 19%, and 47%. That would be the ideal allocation if you were to put these on in your own portfolio. Now, let's look at NEM for a moment, right? So we're going to add that. Let's say we bought NEM this morning. The max buy price was before 63.96 with the target of 64.28. So I'm going to go to a chart real quick and show you exactly what NEM did. So here is NEM. It started the day at 63.55, which is within our max buy price to open at 63.96. After that point, it went up with a high of 64.23. That was the high of the day. Now that is so close to that probability target. I, as a trader, would have taken my profits there if I started to see it fall down. And you can see yesterday it was trading in the 62 handle from 61 up to 62.57. Then today it opened at 63.50 something, went up to 64.25, and then came back down. That's the opportunities that FinClub's going to present to you. It's going to show you, hey, if you aren't in it in the first few minutes of the day, you might miss out. But if you can get in before it reaches 63.96, you should still be okay to see it go up to that point and then back down. Now, it is below 63.96 today at the time that I'm recording this, but it's already hit close to our target price, so the movement is already over. Now, let's look at another example. Let's look at, in fact, let's go to WERN, W-E-R-N. So if we go to WERN, W-E-R-N, you can see that it also got really close to our target of 45.14, and then came back down. And like I said, that's the power of FinClub.ai. Sometimes it'll blow straight through this and carry on to its resistance point. Other times, they are really close to getting you that exact target price, and that's what you need to look for. If it's getting really close and then comes back down, that may be the time that you want to exit and take your profits. Let's look at another example. Let's look at AEM. Okay, so AEM, we're going to add that to our workbench, and it had a max buy price at open at 65.67 with a target of 66. Now, it opened at 65.70. So right at that point, it's just about where it says your max buy price is at, but it did go below there. And then it did go above the target of 66 and was above and below all day, and even ended really close to that target of 66. So this would be absolutely hitting their target. And yesterday you're looking at $64, and then all of a sudden it jumps up to 66. You could have done well if you had been able to get in below the max buy price at open and then hit that high probability target that they're showing. Now, I want to go down, and the story is repeated for all of these, right? You've got a high probability target. They are ranked in order of FinClub's best picks. And then you've got 5 days to hit those target prices.